Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ayatma. My ID number 19014040116. So in this video I will present my article entitled Education in Pandemic Era. Education in Pandemic Era. Abstract. During the COVID-19 pandemic, education was conducted online from their homes to prevent and avoid the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Therefore, this article aims to explain the development of education during the COVID-19 pandemic and provide the right solution for online learning. The research method used is the study of literature obtained from documents, articles, and news related to online learning during COVID-19. The collected data is analyzed using descriptive method, which is a research method that seeks to uncover the fact of event written in statement derived from the data source study. The results of this study are to explain how to the process and problem that exist during online learning. In addition, it provides some input that can be done to solve the problem that exists in online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Online learning is one of the solutions in carrying out Indonesian education during the COVID-19 pandemic, so that learning can run well to achieve the real learning goals. Preliminary. The word education in English is equivalent to the word education, which is etymologically absorbed from the Latin eductum. The word eductum consists of two words, namely which mean development from the inside out or from a little to a lot, and duco, which mean development, so that etymological education is a process of development within the individual. Meanwhile, according to the Indonesian dictionary, education is the process of changing the attitudes and behavior of a person or group of people in an effort to measure human through teaching and training efforts. COVID-19 is infection disease caused by a new type of coronavirus, namely SARS-CoV-2, which was first discovered in human China on December 31, 2019. This coronavirus or COVID-19 can cause mild disorders of the respiratory system, lung infection, severe lung disease, even death. To that, at least 5 types of coronavirus have been identified in humans. The number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia continue to increase every day. As of March 30, 2021, the number of COVID-19 cases reached 1,505,775 cases, with a death rate of 40,754 cases. With the COVID-19 pandemic, the government has issued a policy to limit activity outside the home and to stay at home until this pandemic subsides. The things that can be done to prevent the spread of being infected with the coronavirus are to apply the 3M recommended by the government, namely maintaining distance, wearing masks, and washing hands, use soap in running water. It is hoped the, the implementation of 3M can reduce the spread of coronavirus around the community. The COVID-19 pandemic that has hit various countries in the world, including Indonesia, has had a considerable impact on various fields, including the field of education. The government imposed the largest-scale social restriction placed to reduce the spread of the coronavirus so that all activities carried out outside the home had to be stopped until the COVID-19 pandemic subsides. As a result, the process of teaching and learning activities must be carried out online from their respective homes in order to minimize the spread of COVID-19. Based on government policy in Circular Letter Number 4 of 2020 concerning the implementation of education policy in the emergency period for the spread of coronavirus disease, learning is carried out online. This is done to prevent and avoid the spread of COVID-19, which is hitting various countries including Indonesia. The online learning system that is being carried out is a system of teaching and learning activities without direct face-to-face meeting between teacher and student, but is carried out online using the internet network. Therefore, during the current COVID-19 pandemic, education is important aspect to see how to develop in order to improve the level of education. Based on of description above, this article was created to explain what problem occur in education during the COVID-19 pandemic and provide direct solution for the problem that exists in online learning so that education in Indonesia can continue to grow even during the current COVID-19 pandemic. Research method. To collection information related to the topic discussed, the author used two-letter study method. In addition, supporting data obtained for documents, scientific articles, and news related to online learning during COVID-19. Scientific articles are obtained from national journals and various other sources. The data that has been collected was analyzed using the descriptive method, namely research method, that seek to reveal the fact of events written in statements originating from the data source under study. Research results and discussion. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a serious impact on everyone. Activities are hampered by the pandemic. Various people have been affected by this pandemic, one of which is in the field of education in Indonesia. This is in accordance with the government policy in Circular Letter Number 4 of 2020 concerning the implementation of educational policies in the emergency period for the spread of virus disease, a learning system that is carried out online from its other homes that tends to use technology as a source of information. Learning media sometimes there are obstacles in its application. During online learning, students have the flexibility of time to study. Students can learn anytime and anymore without being limited by space and time. Students can also interact with teacher at the same time, such as using video call or live chat. Therefore, the role of the teacher becomes very important considering the teacher have to work extra to teach subject to their student. Teacher must ensure the student continue to receive learning material even though teaching and learning activities are carried out online or at home. Online learning is learning system that is carried out not face-to-face, but use a platform that can help teaching and learning process that is carried out even though it is distance. The purpose of online learning is to provide quality learning service in a massive and open network to reach more and wider interests in learning space. Sofiana and Rozak, 20 and 19. However, there are still some schools that choose the offline learning process. In the sense, the learning is carried out face-to-face between teacher and student while still implementing the healthy protocol recommendation by the government. This is mostly done by schools in rural areas and in mountainous areas. Online learning media or call learning as media to support education and not as a substitute for education. Arsat 2009, where the teacher role is more facilitator and student as active participant in teaching and learning activities. Therefore, teachers are required to present a good learning model and students are required to play an active role in the learning process. A learning is open source learning system. A learning system that use web application that can be run or server and can be accessed with a web browser. In first principle, the server can be accessed without being limited by space and time, as long as there is an internet connection between the silent and answer. Novendini and Wulandari, 20 and 10. Learning is widely used in university to support online learning and teaching activities. The learning system is employed through electronic devices such as mobile phone, computer, or laptop that must be connected to an internet network connection. Then teacher can also use other online media to support learning and teaching activities such as WhatsApp, Zoom, Google Meet, Google Form, Google Drive, YouTube, Google Classroom, and many more. Anugrahana 2020. For example, teacher can use WhatsApp where teacher make learning video and send them to group for students to learn and understand. Assignments are given via WhatsApp and student can take a photo of the assignment and send it to the teacher in addition to replace face-to-face meeting. Teacher can use the Zoom or Google Meet application to be able to deliver material directly so that students can ask the teacher directly regarding the material being studied. The limited internet connection is also an obstacle when learning online. As a result, students are sometimes hampered in collection achievements because they are constrained by difficult signal than the limit internet quota because an obstacle to online learning. Not a few times students spend a lot of internet quota when online learning takes place. The quota purchased for internet needs has soared, and many parents are not ready to increase the budget in providing an internet network. Evayanti 2020. The burden of learning online sometimes makes students answer the teacher question correctly. Therefore, teachers must think of effective strategy on how to get students out of their burden in normal learning before the pandemic. Burden and stress from students when studying in the classroom can have an affect learning goals and targets. So the teacher must try so that the learning atmosphere is not monotonous and can make all students interested and enthusiastic about the learning being followed. Jatira and Naviriani 20 and 21. Therefore, teachers must be creative in creating online learning models that attract and attention of students. All government efforts has been made to help this online learning, such as by providing free quotas for teachers and students. It is hoped that this slightly reduce barriers to online activities and learning. Teachers also continue to try to teach students by visiting student home to teach because of existing condition and limitation. Unitasari and Hanafia 2020. Online learning also provides new and memorable things for teachers and students, including students who can be directly supervised by their parents during learning. The emergence of unlimited creativity, teachers become innovative in delivering learning material and increase teacher understanding of existing technology. The success of teachers in condition online learning in this COVID-19 pandemic situation is the teachers' ability to innovate in design and communication material, learning method, and application that are in accordance with the material and method. Creativity is the key to the success of the teacher to be able to motivate students to remain enthusiastic in learning online and not be psychological burden. Harnani 2020. Online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic certainly has positive and negative impact. Teachers, students, parents, and all parties involved must be responsible for responding to this online learning. The variety of problems that exist during online learning does not dampen an enthusiasm for seeking knowledge. Obstacles and encounters must be resolved in a good way. Existing problems must still evaluate to find out the process that occur in the online learning process is carried out. Conclusion. Based on the description above, it can be concluded the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic has had a serious impact, one of which is in the field of education learning system that are carried out online or online from home have their respective advantages and disadvantages. Learning and teaching activities that are used to meeting face to face become a new challenge when learning and teaching activities are carried out online. In this case, the teacher role is required to be able to innovate in delivering learning material. Teacher can take advantage of existing platforms to support learning. Learning done online is not an excuse for us not to get education. Education is important and every citizen has the right to education, even though in a very limited condition due to COVID-19 pandemic. Learning can still be done online or online. The existence of online learning makes students more independent and confident because learning is more student-centered so that they are more courageous in expressing their opinions. Okay, I think that's all and thank you for watching my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.